I often read about Americans making tea the wrong way using microwaves, as electric kettles are rarities there. I was wondering whether there really was a difference, as boiling water is, as we all know, 100 degrees Celsius. So I asked Mrs. ChatGPT, and she said there is justification for claiming plunging the water into a microwave is indeed wrong. Here's what she said. Good question. People often make this claim, and there is some scientific reasoning behind it, though the difference depends on how carefully the microwave heating is done. Here's what's going on. 1. Uniformity of heating. Kettle heats water from the bottom with convection currents, so the whole volume tends to reach a uniform rolling boil. Microwave heats water unevenly, hot spots and cold spots, because microwaves excite water molecules directly. Unless stirred, you might have layers where parts are near boiling and others cooler. This can affect how well tea extracts flavor. 2. Superheating risk. In a microwave, water can become superheated. Heated above 100 degrees Celsius without bubbling. When you add a tea bag, the sudden introduction of nucleation sites can cause violent boiling. This doesn't usually happen in a kettle. The practical effect is inconsistent brewing temperature, sometimes too hot, scalding bitter compounds from the tea, sometimes cooler than ideal. 3. Oxygen content. Traditional tea advice says freshly boiled kettle water is best because the rolling boil drives out dissolved gases, then cools slightly, giving a consistent oxygen level. Some argue microwaving doesn't do this the same way, but research suggests the difference in oxygen content between microwave and kettle water is actually minor and unlikely to affect taste strongly. 4. Flavor extraction. Tea compounds, polyphenols, caffeine, amino acids, extract best at stable, near-boiling temperatures. If microwave-heated water is uneven, extraction may be less efficient or inconsistent. 5. Scientific studies. A 2019 paper in Physics Education looked at microwaving water for tea and showed that uneven heating is the main drawback. Only the top gets hot, while the bottom may stay cooler. Stirring helps fix this. A 2020 chemistry study confirmed that tea brewed with consistently boiling water, like from a kettle, generally has stronger antioxidant extraction than tea brewed with unevenly heated water. Conclusion: a kettle gives more consistent and reliable results because it ensures even heating and a proper rolling boil. A microwave can make equally good tea if you stir the water thoroughly after heating to even out the temperature and take care with superheating. So the justification isn't mystical. It's about temperature consistency and extraction chemistry. Would you like me to break down how much of the taste difference is perceived tradition versus measurable chemistry? I came across a post on Facebook where someone was giving a spider some water on the end of an earbud, Q-tip. So when I saw this little jumping spider on our sofa when we got home from holiday, I thought I'd give it a try, as he obviously wouldn't have had access to any water for a while. Well, this little guy, who I've now named Peter Parker, thanks to my son for the suggestion, grabbed onto that earbud with his two front legs, like there was no tomorrow, and held it in a vice-like grip, and drank to his heart's content. Being the dull person that I am, this gave me immense satisfaction. Sad to say, however, that was a whole week ago and Peter Parker hasn't reappeared. I did put a fly I whacked on the edge of the couch where he was last seen, and the next day it was gone. So I'm just hoping he is lying in a food coma somewhere, happy with life, and that he will soon reappear for another drink. Sorry we don't eat bananas, but just use the earbud for scale. Just wondering what grocery shopping is costing everyone? Here in Ireland, for a family of 6, it can range from €320 to €360. Today's shop was $320-ish. It's getting crazy at this point. The day I found a Dorito in my purse was a pretty exciting day for a dull woman like me. When I found it, I was a bit confused and then pretty amused, thinking about what benefits could be had by starting a trend of carrying a purse Dorito. These are just a few I think could be beneficial in life. 1. Emergency ration in the event you are driving and get stuck in a roundabout. 2. Self-defense. Crumble it up and carry it in your pocket to throw in the eyes of an attacking person. 3. Carry it in your fanny pack when you take your dog to the vet. You will attract all the dogs and get to pet them. All the other owners will think you are a dog whisperer. 4. You never know if you will end up on the game show. Let's make a deal. 5. Distraction chip. If you are no longer interested in a conversation with someone, pull it out. Start nibbling on the corner to show them what you are capable of. Must maintain eye contact for maximum effectiveness. 6. Emotional support chip. Also doubles as a way to get people to let you at the front of the line at the BMV. These are just a few of the ways I could think of to use my magical chip that the Doritos fairy bestowed upon me. Upon further examining the contents of my purse, I was as unfashed by its contents as I once was pulling a can of chicken gravy out of it at Family Day at my local Southern Baptist church years ago. To the delight of the church ladies that I came prepared to the dinner like a warrior against dry potatoes. If you look closely, you will see the old lady healthy snack of chocolate-covered raisins because fruit has to be incognito to make it into my diet. The folded napkin that could contain either a chewed-up piece of double mint gum, or more likely the tears of a small child who wanted to try my chocolate. The blue Super Saver Goodwill thrift store card that gives you $10 off after 10 trips of coming to spend money taking other people's junk home. And finally, the coup de grace, an old-fashioned folding silk fan that I sat down, signed into Amazon, did a search for, and ordered a 3-pack of to be classy when a hot flash hits me in the checkout line. Only so I don't have to buy the latest copy of US Weekly when I crumpled it up whilst trying to cool myself, while the cashier rings in all my coupons. Size 8 in the orthopedic shoes that I'm sure to need soon after my realizations. Small pocketbook or satchel for scale. Not sure which one I will call it from now on. Help me out here, friends. Anyone else find random things in their purse?